Hey guys, welcome to the Big Talk with Austin, your monthly movie news podcast. Sometimes video game news, anything pop culture related. I'm your host Austin. I am joined by your co-host Carson. He's a little sick. He's trying to get out of
Sorry.
this. He's faking it. Uh,
Sorry, everybody.
but yeah, we're a little bit late on this one, but it just means more stuff.
Life.
It just means more stuff to talk about. And a lot of interesting things happen over this month. A lot. There was a lot of things that happened. And so, yeah, that's pretty much I have to all go in for before I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say before we got to get into this. Anything else you want to mention?
No, I just think I actually there's a lot of topics, everybody. So be ready for it, but a lot of them are really good. And I think my last one's the favorite one. So stick with us to hear the
Yeah,
ending.
I
Because
saved
I
that one
think
for last.
I know it was very an Austin flavor to save that last just because of how excited he'll be. So
Yeah, my hype around it kind of got a little bit destroyed because there was other articles saying like, well, not necessary true. I'm like, no, it better be true. Don't don't you dare comes out saying it's not necessary true. But yeah. So
that's too funny.
but yeah, so we're gonna get into this with this first topic. Well, you guys know how I'm a big physical media type of
Oh my
person.
gosh, here it comes. Here it
So
comes.
like,
I knew it was coming.
I don't have some games in the background. I have physical games as well. But mostly I own pretty much everything on physical unless it's PC because I don't make physical for PC games anymore, which is sad.
I think you can order a lot of them physically though, can't you?
Not from the main stores like Target or like GameStop. You probably have to go to like a third party for all that type of stuff. But mostly everyone gets their games from Steam, which is I guess fine, I guess. But yeah, so if you guys don't know what I'm trying to lead us into, Sony's PlayStation Network was down earlier this month, the first week of the month actually. And it was funny. You,
Was
I,
it?
yeah, it was pretty funny.
I thought it was unfortunate for a lot of people.
Well,
So
it kind of unfortunate, but kind of funny. Um, the thing is, so the way that, so the whole situation about this whole terrorist, thing is that it was just out of nowhere, and PlayStation started getting flooded with reports like, "Hey, this went down. What's going on?" We still don't really know much about what happened. People were saying like, "Oh, they got hacked," and it's like, maybe that's the case. But then they legally have to say that they got hacked. So if they didn't say it, and people are like, "Oh, they're lying. They're keeping it secret from us." I'm like, if that's the case, then start
it
suing.
wasn't it
If
well, and it wasn't a good secret. I don't
no, it's
what
like,
is
why
it?
would you keep that as a secret? I think like they're legally bounded to tell you if they were hacked. Um, but I haven't heard any reports or saw any reports on the situation of why. It's just probably a system malfunction. But right here it says the server's issues began on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, according to PlayStation status website. The outage had made it difficult for many users to access account, manage gaming, video, the PlayStation Store, and direct service on the internet and their consoles devices like the PlayStation 5. So if you had a if you're the only person that had like digital games and all that, you were not able to play them. And also included like multiplayer games, you weren't able to play those. The only really thing I feel bad about for people are the ones that really want to play like Marvel Rivals, Call of Duty, like the ones that actually play multiplayer and all that. But if you're someone that plays like single player games and you own them digital, ha! I kind of want to laugh in your face,
Oh my
but
goodness. No, he doesn't. He feels bad for you.
not really, no. Um,
I do. I everybody let it be known that I feel bad for you.
well,
So
it's funny, like, people say like, "Oh, physical media is going away" and all that, and it's like, digital is the future. well, once again, this proves into the point the reason why it should not be a full you shouldn't be fully digital. Because I can't criticize people for owning digital games. I own digital games too.
Sure.
But
If
the
all
ones
of them are digital.
yeah, like I go 50-50. And it's like and I buy the ones that I really want on physical media and I'll buy the ones that and it's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I do want to play it, but I don't really care enough to own it. I'll buy it. Um Digital, and if I end up really liking it more than I thought, then I'll buy it physical. Like that's just how it ends up happening. And
But that's on brand. That's on brand for you though. Um, I think a lot of people, and this is why I usually buy digital, and I'll be honest, convenience. But
well, you travel a lot and
yeah,
you
for me, traveling with like physical media, it just wouldn't make sense. I wouldn't play any games.
well, that's why I'm not fully against digital games, but the thing is if someone's like full on 100% like digital, it's like you're saying goodbye to be able to play it or watch anything at any time that you want. And you can also lose, you're just essentially just renting the license at that point. You don't really actually own it. And studios have come out and said, like, yeah, you don't own that game. We do, and we can take it away whenever we want. And it's like, excuse me, no, don't do that.
The problem that I have is they use that in a lot of like defenses, or like if there's a court case, or um, I, I'm. It's interesting. This is actually true for books. I think if I would remember reading correctly, and if anybody's heard differently, please correct me and leave a comment. But I'm like Nook and Amazon, like Barnes and Noble and Amazon books. It even says like you have no right to resell them. So basically, you own them, but you really don't. You just own basically the license to read it. Um, I think that was a good way to put it. But no, very unfortunate. I think it's really messed up. But then you think about it, I don't have room to travel with 45 physical books. So it makes it easier for me to buy them electronically. I don't know. There's pros and cons to everything, but I think for me, this is a really, really, really unfortunate thing to happen because I'm just thinking about like I think about me. I don't have a lot of time to play, so when I want to sit down to play, if I got on and no digital games worked, the little bit of free time that I did have would be stuck, not even being able to get on.
The real unfortunate part is that it happened on the weekend where a lot of people that's where a lot of people take their time to relax, turn their brain off, and they just want to play a little bit of games. And that's sad on that side, but also this should also teach you maybe, you know, go back and forth on owning some actual games because like I saw a lot of complaints saying like even if the server's down, I should be able to play my game. It's like that's not how that
Yeah,
works.
that's not how it works. Yeah.
That's clearly you don't know how technology works if you're someone that says that. And it's like because like you literally need the servers to connect to the game that you don't have access to. But if you had physical media, and I I'm not the first one to point this out. There was other many people that pointed it out, but I just did it for fun. But you were able to throw in a
Glad you pointed
disc
out.
and you were able to play it. And I even tried downloading a game, which I don't know why. There was a lot of people had arguments before this whole entire situation, having the saying like, well, you even need internet and you even need the servers to put in the disc to download them anyways. Which I'm like, okay, I guess maybe that's true. I have no idea. I don't really test it out until that point. And it still worked no matter what. And it's like, well, clearly that's BS. So you don't need the internet or the servers to download the game. So it's just like it's like if a situation like that happens, make sure to have a backup solution or get a PC. I don't
So so I'm trying to formulate out how to say this because I want to say it in a very diplomatic way. I think the hard part I also have for this is that it was 24 hours. Sony wasn't very forthcoming about it. Like there were a lot of things that Sony could have done to make it better, And I feel like they didn't. Now, excuse me, if people have heard otherwise, I'd like to hear maybe what I missed. But to my knowledge, there hasn't been anything that like they did to rectify and make it right with people, which is
Well,
really annoying.
it's funny. It's like their solution, like they're sorry. It's like, hey, so sorry for you guys not be able to play the games for the past 24 hours. We're gonna give you guys 5 days free PS Plus. It's like, really? What the? Okay, this is sad, Sony. 5 days?
You would
Uh,
think you would just give people a month, like
well,
just,
or like a free game of their own choice, that like an exclusive game
well,
on your,
game's expensive.
or a discount on your on a game or something like that. You get
Yeah.
25% off on this game if you want it.
See, but the
Um,
problem I have with that though is that like all these companies have bad things happen, and then they're like, "We are so sorry. Here's
and they
here's
do the
four
minimum.
cents."
Yeah, they do the
Yeah. Whatever happened
it's
to
like going
customer
to it's
service?
like going to GameStop and trade in a console and you get three Skittles back. It's like, what?
Yeah.
This thing was worth $500. It's like, yeah, we have a plenty of the bag. We don't really
And
need
then the
stock.
$500, yeah, but then they go and sell it for 440
Yeah.
after they give you $4 for it. So it's interesting because it's like I understand business have to make money. I get it. Um, I don't think PlayStation's hurting for money, and the way that they handled it,
Are
and the
they greedy?
fact that
Yes, but they're just,
I mean, a lot of companies, well, people are just greedy.
yeah.
But
People are like,
I think,
Microsoft is the best. It's like they're greedy too. Don't give Microsoft the benefit of the doubt. Like they would make you pay $100 a month for Game Pass if you let them. So,
well, and that's the thing is that they know people are going to pay for it. So I feel like Netflix does this a lot. They'll be like, we have Netflix with no ads, and you save, $5. First off, Netflix, you should be able to have Netflix without ads. Like the whole point of going to Netflix was so that you didn't have ads. Like it was to avoid conventional cable.
yeah,
And
but
now,
that's just wasn't never gonna work. We all knew that was not gonna ever work. That's the thing. We saw this coming from a mile away, even
well,
back.
that's what I mean. They basically undercut the budget, told everybody, "Ooh, Netflix is a new way to watch TV." And now it's basically like TV where they
Yeah.
live stream things
Yeah, now
and
they have like actual live channels as well, which is
and
funny.
ads, which kills me.
Like they have live WWE. Like one thing I didn't know too is like they live streams the SAG Awards. I'm like, oh, I guess I could have watched the SAG Awards. I didn't know they were
I
live stream.
watch them. I watch
And
them.
so it's funny how everything is kind of just reverting back to cable, but actually more expensive because of how many different apps you have to go for and to have all of them instead of just having it on one box. And so instead of the company that gave you the box paying for it all and you just pay them a big percentage for all that, you're going just basically like going each to you're just basically doing what the cable company did for you. And
Exactly. But that doesn't make it better. It
no,
makes it even worse. It makes me hate them even more because they basically put cable out of business to become the same thing the cable was.
yeah, apparently the Disney Plus and Warner HBO Max bundle has been doing really well. I didn't really see much numbers on that, but they
Well, that's because HBO is great. Hulu's awesome. Disney Plus is really good. It's like the ones like Paramount and Peacock where I'm
those are
like,
garbage. Those
what do
like
you, I only had Peacock for The Office,
yeah.
literally the only reason.
Now if Disney and Peacocks needs the one to be like, hey Disney, can we make a bundle or something like, can we
Hmm.
like that's what they need to really all do is the studios come together to make one big bundle and give it out to
One big
people.
bundle.
One big bundle. $100 a month. I mean, that's better
That
than
seems like a very reasonable price, said nobody.
that's better than paying whatever is now, which I'm pretty sure is like if you add up your whole entire streaming service budget,
Yeah,
it's
but
like
then think about it. It's exactly what cable is. It's literally
it was
cable again.
that's because the old way always works. And it's like, if why change something if it doesn't work? But yeah. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Let us know your guys'
Uh,
thoughts.
but
And
it's true.
it's true.
Let us know your thoughts. We are interested.
So, more a little bit gaming news, but this is still kind of in the realm of film and all that with WB. So, if you guys are really looking forward to a Wonder Woman game, yeah, you're never gonna get it. Because WB pulled the plug on the Wonder Woman game. Um, After 7 years in production. This game was in like production for 7 years, and it's baffling that it just took them this long to pull the plug on it. Now,
Hey,
well, the
I want
thing
to
of
make a comment.
okay, make the comment.
Okay, this is a good comment. So I was reading about this. There's a few things about this, and Warner Bros. Discovery, etc. Um, it was funny. I was reading a Reddit post, and it was talking about how DC now wants to do what Marvel Rivals did, or like Marvel
Yeah,
did
well,
for
they
Marvel
tried doing
Rivals.
that with multiverse.
Yes. And I remember, well, somebody commented and they go, don't let them touch anything. They ruined Mortal Kombat. And so I thought that was funny because I'm sitting here going, they had this in production for years, um, which it was announced in 2021. Now here we are, in 2025, still with no name, or still with no game, and now they canceled it.
Well, let me read this paragraph here because it kind of explains why it got canceled. Not into great detail, but it gives a reason why. In statement from WB said it had to make some difficult decisions regarding in the gaming studio, in its gaming studio. Instead of finishing the Wonder Woman game, the company promised to build the best games possible with our key franchise, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. Wonder Woman isn't included in any of those because in letter to employees from JB, I don't know how to say his last name, the CEO and the president of global streaming and games of WBD obtained the polygram, uh, polygon, polygon. The studio with will focus primarily on Batman when it comes to single player character led games, but may include select other opportunities as the new DCU gets built. Don't worry about the employees losing their jobs. Oh, that sounds mean. Don't worry about them. They'll be fine. They'll be out of a job for like 5 months. To open roles at a company with fewer jobs than it had yesterday, but as Aftermath points out, this latest bloodletting is par for the course at WBD. The company's quarterly earnings update is this week was and nothing excites WB's shareholders more than layoffs, tax write-downs, and the words Harry Potter. So basically, they didn't believe in the game, and for one, this game has been in production for 7 years, and that's just a big red flag in itself. Now, you could say the same thing about GTA 6, but but we all know that New Rockstar is very efficient about making sure that they put out a polished game. So that's one thing.
I think the
Um,
problem though is that they spent tons of money to release
Well, yeah,
nothing.
I'm about to actually get into that. So, a lot of the behind and one of the things, the reason why that they had issues with this game is because it seems like they didn't not know what they wanted to do with the game because it seems like leadership in the gaming studio has been constantly changing and all that. The original people that were on the game left and went off to do other things. So it just seems like whatever was left was just a skeleton of what it was. And so when the game came whenever the game was going to come out, it was not going to be what it originally was going to be because the original devs that were reason why they wanted to do it are not there anymore. So it's like there's that reasoning, and it also has to do with the fact of Suicide Squad killed the Justice League is a big flop, mostly because mostly
Oh,
because of
that's
this
right.
reason. There was an article back in 2023 saying WB coming out and saying like because people were worried that oh this game's gonna be live service and all that. And next WB came out saying like no, this is gonna be a straight up single player game. Don't worry about anything about service games. But then in this
Don't
article,
believe them.
it mentions that they had $100 million on the game to reboot it, and this was a decision back in early 2024. So the speculation on this matter is that this was happening around the release time of Suicide Squad, and a lot of the chatter with WB, it's like we're gonna focus on live service games and all that. And as Suicide Squad came out, and it failed. And so WB tried to work on this game for a year or so, trying to make it work, and it just wasn't working. And so they just decided to cut the wire. And the thing is about this whole entire situation, uh, I lost my train of thought. Well, for one, I rather have them rare, well, you do it occasionally. Rarely you have a game get canceled when it's good. If it's not good,
Hmm.
that most of the time when it gets canceled, it's just because it's just straight up just not good, and it's easy to just write it off than put out a garbage game, which I would rather have them do is just straight up write it off than put out a garbage game. And that's just where we are in the industry. And it's just the industry this and a lot of people that are talking about this matter is like, oh, WB is like, oh, there they go again.
Crazy. Just
Like,
kidding.
and it's like, mismanagement and not knowing what they want to do. And it's like, this is just a problem in general with the whole gaming industry. And it's like, it's not just WB. Another thing about this article they point out is that the studio that was working on the Wonder Woman game is they shut it down, as well. But this is not WB. This is, well, not, I want to say not WB. It's not just WB. This is just a whole entire the gaming industry is just a mess. And it's just it numbers are down more than ever in the gaming industry.
Well, nothing's new. I mean, the only game that I can think of that I've played recently that I've loved is Marvel Rivals, honestly. Well, I mean, I understand why they developed it. They probably get a bunch of stuff from like the game passes and whatnot. But I went back and looked just to provide some context. So Warner Bros. Is interesting. If you go look at like their profit projections. So
Well, and people want to give
um,
WB a lot of crap for, wanting to sell off certain things and like, shutting down studios. It's like, okay, where is the people giving Paramount crap for literally drowning their company into the ground? Like they had a good offer with Sony, and Sony was going to be like, well, if we buy it, we'll take up everything. We'll give you a big profit and all that, but we're going to take everything, but we're going to shut down Paramount. And Paramount's like, not shut down Paramount, but shut down Paramount Plus. And Paramount's like, no, 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 we don't want that. We want Paramount Plus. So clearly, you're not making money from it. This is the reason why you're in this situation. It's just like I feel like Paramount is in a way more worse situation than WB. I feel like they're burning more money than WB, but I digress. Um, I don't know.
no, no, I was gonna say I think the problem is that a lot of these executives don't want to see what they built burnt down. We saw it with Disney, Chapek. I always say his name wrong. Yeah, you go and look at it, and all the stuff that he did, a lot of it was unwound because it was stupid. But it took them getting rid of him and then rehiring Bob Iger to then say this was really dumb, which anybody who had been noticing anything noticed that Disney was having issues. I mean, Star Wars was a disaster. I'm sorry, let's just be real, everybody. Star Wars was a disaster. Marvel was a disaster. A
Because
lot of Disney's,
he tried to make everything straight for streaming, and it's
yeah,
like
that's just
that's
bad.
uh,
We've already noticed that a lot of streaming companies don't make money. Well, They do, but they don't. Like they don't make it as much
They burn
in
more
other
money
cases.
quicker
Yes.
than make it. And so that's why a lot of companies right now are struggling trying to scramble for something. Um, but I don't like this whole entire situation, it's sad, but at the same time it's like you can't really be too much sad because the people that are originally working on the game, for one, they're not there anymore. So whatever game you were gonna get was most likely not gonna be the original idea for the game. Because one of the things that they want to do, and this is the thing, that WB has like a patent on this. It's like they have a patent on for like AI to learn and like adapt to your player abilities and all that. I forget the whole. It's like called like the Nemesis system or something like that. And they have a full-on patent, and they were going to base this game off of that, but as a friend. So like your AI companions were going to basically be able to adapt to your playability. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go for that, but whatever. Sure, that's I guess
Well,
could be interesting, but it just seems like they couldn't get that to work, and everything from behind the scenes, they would either change ideas or they just simply could not get what they wanted to do to work, and so it's just like at this point they were just burning money. And it would just be a lot easier to pull the plug than keep on and staying on the ship that's sinking. So
talk
that's the
about
thing.
sinking. Talk about sinking ships. We'll talk about that later.
Oh God, what? I don't. What did I put later? Uh
No, shh. I'm
oh
just kidding. No. Um, no, but I think there's a lot of good thought about gaming studios. I'm curious to hear if people have comments regarding, maybe other projects that have been canceled that they were excited for. Um, I know like some games were supposed to get rebooted, they didn't. Some are supposed to get sequels, they didn't. So I'd be curious to hear what our viewers think, or
I
what's a project that they were looking forward to that got dropped.
yeah. I wish this would happen more with Disney remakes, but that's
I was thinking Fast and Furious movies, but
uh
that's fine too.
they have one more, they'll be fine. But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. I it's honestly it sucks it sucks for the workers, but I don't think you really should care that much about not getting this game. I just find it funny that their reasoning why they canceled it. I feel like it's for multiple reasons, but the reason that they put out is that it's because it's Wonder Woman, and it's like, why do you think
I don't think anybody would have had any problems with the Wonder Woman game.
you
I think
plenty of
I
people
think
were
they couldn't
excited.
I think they couldn't take another flop.
That's the
You
thing.
can't keep
I think
releasing
Suicide
bad
Squad
crap.
scared them. And so they're like, we're canning this because I get again, the article mentions that they had $100 million reboot on the game back of last year, meaning now this could be just, this is just speculation, but I wouldn't be shocked that $100 million reboot was probably making it into a live service game because that's what WB was all going about. But then again, Suicide Squad flopped. And so that's like, well, that's not gonna work, can it? So yeah, let us
Mm.
know your guys' thoughts. Moving on to things that
Chop chop.
should stay canned, but makes it easier for me
Oh,
to
oh
watch instead of getting
no.
Paramount Plus. Halo is moving to Netflix. Now, is this
Only in
now
certain places.
only certain places? Does that include here? Because I want to watch it.
No.
No.
Um, Latin American countries in addition to Australia and New Zealand.
What? Who
Just
in
v
Australia and New Zealand are like,
Nobody
yeah,
listened to me. Just VPN, bro. Just go
yeah,
VPN into Australia and then watch
just
it.
that is true. Just get North VPN. VPN sponsored by the review show. No,
We are not sponsored by anybody. I wish we were sponsored. I have a
I
boatload of
we
money.
have to
Just
say
kidding.
we're joking because we would get probably sued. Um, but
I I wasn't joking. I want money. So if somebody wants to sponsor us,
so yeah,
give me a
um,
call.
in the article right here, countries like Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Australia, and New Zealand are among the first regions set to license the show beginning on March 1st. We confirm regions across Europe and the United Kingdom are scheduled to get the show on March 1st. Two, you can check whether it's coming to your region by typing Halo in the search bar of or using the Netflix ID. So it's just this basically it's coming to Netflix, which is it, does that mean it stays on Paramount Plus for those countries too, or is it depending on their license deal that they have? Which I mean, this is what Paramount should be doing anyways. Shut down Paramount Plus and license out your shows.
Sell
And
everything to Netflix.
oh
I'm just
God,
kidding.
please don't do that. Um, but at the same time, it's like you're
I have an
just
idea. They should take Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Paramount, Peacock, and a bunch of others and just put them all into one gigantic streaming service. Oh
what
wait, that's what cable was.
what you know what they
Is it?
should do is just they should take all of those and give us a big rectangle box that you can put on your shelf.
I knew you were going to bring back to digital media.
It's like and next here's the pitch. Here's the pitch. You get everything that you wanted, movies, shows, all for $150 a month. I think it's a great
Then,
idea.
when you travel, you'll have to bring a portable DVD player
Yeah.
and all of the DVDs along with
I don't
it,
know
so
why
you can bring a whole
I don't know
suitcase.
why anyone hasn't been done this. This is a great idea. Like
Dude,
it's
I remember when I used to have portable DVD players on the plane, and I thought I was so cool. And now you like tap on the little seat back, and it's like 18,000 movies like right at your. It's
yeah, but
crazy.
sometimes they're just the most garbage movies because they're easy to license out.
I am not sponsored by Delta, but I flew on a Delta plane recently, and it had a bunch of great movies like Joker 2.
Oh,
Just kidding.
I don't know if you want to be watching either Joker films on an airplane, but sure, go for it. That's not
I was like, what a random movie to be on here. But yeah.
that's the only way people are gonna watch it is because if they're that bored, they're like, frick,
Hmm.
I have like a 5 hour flight. Might as well watch Joker 2. So yeah, if you guys are in New Zealand, Mexico, Australia, you can watch Halo right now on Netflix. Well, not right now, in a few days on Netflix. Which I'm shocked that the US isn't part of that deal. It's just like they should. The thing is, they I no one. I feel like Peacock has a bigger number than Paramount, just because The Office and Parts of Rec is on there. I think that's the only reason why people have Peacock in the first place. Pa
Yes, yes. Parks and Rec and The Office
yeah,
are just so good.
and
Uh,
Twisted Metal. God, that show sucks.
I'm not gonna say that show's good,
It's
but it's
terrible.
definitely entertaining how bad it
That's
is.
not a topic on here, but they did drop a season 2 trailer, and I'm like, nope, I don't want to watch it, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to watch that god dang season.
I just want to point out the PSP game was amazing, and I loved playing Twisted Metal on the PlayStation Portable. The real OGs know this. So that and Worm Sport.
I
Um,
just wanted to see Cars battles, but we didn't get that. We got a terrible love story that was
I
not
was
interesting.
what is with all these people and putting horrible love stories into random movie? I
We got it for what was a movie? Like, did you see Love Hurts by any chance? Terrible, terrible
no,
Valentine's.
I
It's so bad.
that
Like
would
the
make me
romance,
not want to see it.
like it was the romance in that movie is just awful. But yeah, I don't know. People just don't know how to write romance anymore. It's worse than ever. Like I'll
Yeah,
I'll I'll take the Matthew McConaughey romance films any day, even Ryan Reynolds was stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I like what I've checked out Halo now. If it was on Netflix, maybe just for the shits and giggles for it.
just
But
get the free 7 day trial, watch the show, and then cancel.
yeah, no, I just I just don't get I don't get what Paramount's doing. It's like what they could have done. It's just like it's like, hey, we're licensing out our stuff now, and the places that we're licensed out, they have the capability of continuing these shows if they want to.
But you also have to remember that if they're not popular in those countries, I would be curious to see how they would.
I think well, see, the thing is people that have Netflix are very easily like gullible to anything like Cobra Kai. So like they'll eat up anything. Like they'll just be like, So who
I
knows?
loved
Halo
I
might be
loved
like the.
Cobra Kai.
I couldn't finish season 6. I just couldn't. I'm like, I'm done.
Oh, I loved it. It was so great.
People are like,
It
hey,
like
no, but Johnny got a cool redemption. I'm like, I don't care. I lost interest.
don't give up, don't spoil it. It just came out like 2 weeks ago.
I saw how a character dies in the show on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Oh,
I was like, all
oh.
right, whatever.
I thought
I
it was great. It was
No, that the fight
so
scene was terrible. Terrible execution. I don't
I want to
why
say
would I want to see two 80-year-olds fight one another?
I just want to say it was fire.
Oh, yeah. Burning ship like Paramount Plus. Um, that might have been a little bit too much. But I again like I'm curious to hear about Halo number one in these countries because idiots will eat anything. Um that better be the headline. So I like, and this could have been an opportunity for Netflix to be like, hey, we'll continue the show and we'll do even more justice than Paramount. Um,
Well, and that's the thing is I hope they do more justice. I'm gonna be real. I didn't hate Halo. I didn't. It was entertaining, like as a show, but it wasn't Halo. I don't think it didn't feel like Halo.
well,
It felt like it
they could
was.
have named it anything else and changed a couple of characters' names and outfits, and it'll probably been like, yeah, you did good,
That's
good.
well. It's funny because people were defending it, and I was like, Master Chief does not take off his helmet. Like, what is this? And
I
then
feel like
it
that's
was
our
like,
least worries though.
oh no, that's a pretty big deal to me.
Uh,
Maybe not to other people, but yeah, that was not my favorite. But you know, um, I'm curious though. If people had to pick one show to go to Netflix, what would they pick?
from
I'm
Paramount
curious though.
Plus.
No, from any streaming platform. I think that's a great one. If we
Well,
said
I mean,
Paramount Plus, nobody would pick anything.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
So
if just give Netflix the Halo rights at this point. I mean, like, they might not be doing
no,
uh
just give Netflix no rights and sell it all to
well, see, I'm trying
Tamu,
to save
and
Paramount
then they
here.
can make.
I like Paramount. That's why I'm saying sell it to that's why I'm saying sell Halo to Netflix so then Netflix can burn more money and it could be garbage either way.
Oh
And so
my
then Netflix
goodness.
can go out of business.
I think they should sell it to Chick-fil-A streaming
Oh
platform.
yeah. Any update on that actually? I have
I
not
have no,
heard
I have not
anything.
seen anything. Me
It's
neither.
it's
It's like the KFC.
It's like the KFC console. It's like, hey, yeah, we're just saying that, announcing this as a joke, and we're not actually meaning it. I would have
No,
bought
but
a
they were
KFC console.
serious.
I think Chick-fil-A's probably is being serious, but I think that KFC console was a joke. I don't think that was actually a thing. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's just yeah, bad. But no, let us know what you think, everybody. We'd be curious to hear. If there was one show though that you could move to Netflix, what would it be? It'd be from any streaming platform. Just
And
make
next,
sure it.
and next, hopefully it gets lost in the algorithm, so we don't have to ever see it again because Netflix has a big library.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
But
Uh,
let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. All right,
drop
moving on
it.
to How to Train Your Dragons dropped a new
If you could
trailer.
change a
And
fight, would you? Oh wait, that's Brave. Just kidding. Nobody
Brave.
heard that. That was
Oh,
bad. That was terrible.
I wouldn't put that's Disney to remake that movie, but it, I see every like headline of on YouTube for this movie. It's like, oh, the trailer. This is like a beautiful trailer for the movie for How to Train Your Dragons. Hey, guess what, guys? You can go watch it right now on Peacock for well, not for free. You'd probably have to cough up like $8, but you can watch it right now. It came out 20 years ago. Um, it-
It came
so
out 15 years ago, but it was close.
so
Somebody,
I can't.
can I read my favorite comment?
Yeah, go for it. I just can't get
Okay.
excited for this movie.
Somebody says, um, this is why I love it. This is probably the most live action movie of all time. Every shot per shot was exactly like the animated movie. Hiccup seems like a cool guy. I hope he doesn't lose his leg or something.
I think they actually put him losing his leg in the trailer. I think you can see him not having a leg in a part of the trailer.
That's weird. I just don't get, like, I get why they did it, but I don't get why they did it, if that makes sense.
This is
Like,
just stupid. Like I just hate this. Like I it's you're saying like the reason why they're doing this is to promote their park, then just make a How to Train Your Dragons 4. Just make a fourth one. Like it's just like this is ridiculous. I I and people that defend this movie before even watching it is ridiculous. And
well,
they
here's
use the same goddamn excuse every single time. Like, oh, but it's for the new generation. It's like, oh, so you don't care about the new generation and new things for them actually.
well, if it's for the new generation, why not just go have
Make
it
a new IP.
re-release it on the big screen and have
That
kids go
too.
watch it in theater?
Like
So,
the thing is the ticket prices would be cheaper. The ticket price would be like $8. Um,
well, and here's the thing that I don't get, and this is where it gets strange, is it's literally the same movie. So besides seeing it for like the cool, like
besides one of the twins
the
not being
the
fat
cinematography,
and Astrid being black, like that's it's pretty much the same.
but it's going to be a shot for shot remake.
Yeah.
So w- what's my desire to go see the same?
You know, I was making I've been saying this joke to a lot of people in my inner circle. It's like, you know, I kind of want to I want to kind of do the review, but just based off, say that it's the new one, but I really actually watched the original one to see if people could see if I'm
Oh my
BSing them.
goodness. You're like, I got to see a real dragon.
Yeah.
It was very real. I know
Hey,
because it was
I'll
live
say this is
action.
more live action than the Lion King movies. Because at least
My
it has.
brother, something brother, that song sucks. Everything about it is trash.
See, now if they did a live action, now if they made this a musical, maybe it could have been different. I don't know. Because there's a How to Train Your Dragon musical play.
Mm,
So like they could have done something like that, is like make it slightly different in that way. Then yeah, people would have less thing to complain about. You could the simple answer is like they could have easily made this movie you could have made this
that's
movie a
hilarious.
live action in the same universe, but not the same movie. Why does
Yeah.
that have to be a remake? Because it's easy. They literally went to their backlog, like, here, just make that into a live action and make Astrid black and make one of the twins fat. Um,
Uh, Austin, your pursuit to change this movie. I, I don't think any of that matters. I think the biggest sticking point for me is I already saw the movie.
yeah.
The original is great.
I honestly
So,
don't have a problem with Astrid being black. I actually like the actor. So that's not my big issue. My actual big issue is how the twins don't look like the fucking twins. Like it's just like they don't like one of them like in the
put an asterisk on there. You're gonna get banned from YouTube.
like in the twins, like you know, one of the twins that are gonna like because in the animation movie they ride a dragon that are basically two Bronchosaurus with long necks. I feel bad for that dragon because one of the twins is gonna be so heavy that one of the dragons not gonna be able to lift its head because its neck won't be able to support.
What? That is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. They're dragons. So it's not like dragons have weight capacity like an ATV or something, you
But
know?
the thing is, you're gonna make me believe someone who is
They're
overweight
dragons. They don't
is
have to make you believe anything. They don't exist. At least
sure
I
they
don't think
do.
so.
The Bible mentions dragons all the time. I don't know how you never seen it.
Oh, I missed it in that
Yeah,
section with
yeah,
the Knights of the Round Table.
yeah.
So
So, uh, and you know, and apparently these movies were based on books, which I didn't know. Um, which
I
oops.
didn't either. Is that weird? Is that
Yeah, so apparently they're based on books. Now, if they made the movies like, hey, this is gonna be more faithful to the books, then yeah, that's more of an argument to remake it. Then cool. but I don't think that's the case. I think it's just a straight up remake of the animation movie. And so,
Hmm. I didn't know that. See, the more you know, everybody.
yeah.
It's very weird. Normally I would know.
It's
But
just it's so weird how people defend these remakes. It's like, and I guarantee those same people complain about how things are expensive, but then they are willing to go pay $20 for a movie that they've already seen 20 like 15 years ago. Like
yeah,
how does that logic make any sense?
it
Uh
doesn't.
it's like you're complaining about money as well. Stop giving the money to people that don't deserve it. Like that's my big issue. It's like quit giving it. Like that's the reason why I'm so against it. It's because they don't deserve it. They didn't do any
That's fair.
work. Like it's just like it. The
Shot for
only
shot remake. Shot for
the,
shot remake.
the only people that did any form of slight work in the movie are the actors and the animators for the dragons. Those are the only people that did any form of work. The director's like, I guarantee. I picture the director on set with the while filming this movie, and he just has his old movie playing next to him, trying to look at how the camera shot was in that movie to look at his camera shot for the remake, and so he's just like following what the movie did. Just that's how I picture these remakes.
Yeah.
The only one that is not going to be a true remake is Snow White, because it's been the promotion for that movie is like, oh, it's the classic story put to live action. Really though, is
Oh
it?
gosh. Yeah,
Um,
that'll definitely be interesting, that's for sure.
you know, there's
So
reports already coming out for that movie making on its opening weekend like $70 million.
is that it?
Yeah, like that, like for its opening weekend domestically, $70 million.
Is
I
what
didn't.
they're anticipating?
Yeah, I didn't put that in there, but I guess that's something to mention.
I think
It's
they'll make $700 million. They're gonna make a boatload.
it will surpass um Star Wars The Force Awakens and most domestic box office.
Do you know why it's going to make a boatload of money? Because all the haters are gonna go see
Because
it to hate on it. That's usually
well,
what
that
happens.
that annex all the liberals be like, "Oh, it's just great." Yeah.
I
People
don't
are gonna
think
hate that I'm
anybody
making fun of liberals,
I
but
don't I don't think there's a specific group of people that'll just go to this movie to love it. I just
oh,
think
there's
there's
plenty
gonna
of
be
people
people
that will
that
go to
love it.
there'll be plenty of people that will go see the Snow White movie to love it. There'll be plenty.
Yeah, but I don't think it's specific to liberals. I think just people who like that
No,
character
it's just
or
that
like
people
that
don't want to
movie.
be controversial, and so they think the best thing to do is just to like everything. So then it's like because then
No, I
they don't
that
want to
is
hurt
not
people.
true.
No,
I
that is
don't
literally a mindset that people have. Like people have that mindset. Like I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, so I don't want to say mean things. So I'm just gonna like it.
Moral of the story is that they should just stop live action remakes and make something new. Or if you're gonna make a live action, do it in the same universe with different characters. Hello.
I already said that. Thank you for stealing my idea.
Yeah, I like stealing ideas, obviously.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, let us know your
drop a
guys'
comment.
thoughts in this comment section below. Speaking of
I
another
want to do
universe,
this one.
you
I
can
want
do
to do
it.
this one. Jurassic World Rebirth dropped its official trailer 3 weeks ago. Somebody said, have you heard any of these comments? Um, Looking forward to Jurassic Universe Resurrection 8, where they find the 10th super secret island where the really real research was done.
Hey, the formula works. See, so I don't like honestly, I don't care anymore about trying like so if you guys I did do a trailer reaction on this movie. It's like the video is like 20 minutes long where I break down the trailer and all that and what I theorize for the movie. For one, I thought the trailer was decent. I actually liked the trailer. It doesn't really get me overtly excited, but I'm like, it piques my interest. It looks better than Dominion. It doesn't, it's just, it seems like they are trying to be faithful to what the IP is, what it should be now, where it's just dinosaurs eating people. Because, like, there's no point of trying to redo the original one when it's not going to be as good as the original. And
I
so,
mean, what they should have done to make it even better is just hired. Timothée Chalamet to be a dinosaur. He could have
Yes.
method acted.
Yeah.
He could have been like a raptor.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I'm looking for them because like people are kind of like it's the same formula over and over again. It's like, yeah, and they tried doing new formula with it and yet they somehow messed it up. So it's like they have to re even though the last movie made $1 billion, you it made less out of the whole entire new trilogy. So these movies, even though they made $1 billion, they were technically still losing money over each movie. And so you have to they're just trying to salvage whatever's still left. Now, if this movie is good, I could see it making $1 billion. If it's okay, it'll probably make around $800 million. Like so that's where this movie sits. But if it's garbage, they destroyed the franchise at that point because the last one
It
sucked.
it could very well be garbage, honestly.
Yeah.
So
But from the trailer, I like Scarlett Johansson. It piqued my interest. They're kind of taking like an Alien Ramis route with this new creature, the D-Rex, even which kind of seems cool, where like, this massive, experiment went wrong and is now roaming this island. And like, it's like
what?
what happened.
Where have we seen that before? I feel like we've never seen that in one of these movies.
Oh, yeah. People were comparing it to like a xenomorph, the design of it.
Oh, I think of the Adominus Rex or whatever it was when it
Oh,
was like,
well, that, yeah. I mean, like the sequel trilogy has always been about experimenting and all that. As long as it's not human clones, we should be fine. Like it's just like I and as long as dinosaurs are being eaten by humans, I'm cool with that. And that's the one thing I was really looking for with Dominion, not for like the exact how we got their reasoning, but it's like, okay, dinosaurs are roaming the mainland. All right, cool. We're gonna see dinosaurs eat people and havoc on the mainland. And then nope. That's not what it was. We're going to focus on locusts and animal rights. And it's like,
that is very strange.
uh,
We're
uh,
gonna focus on dinosaur rights, the right to dinosaurs.
like, okay, all right, that's a not sure thing, Colin Trevorrow, which I find so strange that Colin Trevorrow made those movies, and yet he made a movie like Duel of the Fates, and yet that didn't get made. He wrote a great movie for Star Wars, and they're like, no, no, no. And next Universal looked at Dominion and like,
We need
yeah,
we need a Ray movie instead.
gosh, I hope with what we're going to talk about, it doesn't happen.
Well,
Um,
that's
but
all I
yeah.
have to say on that one because I'm excited for the next
Uh,
topic too.
so like,
I
what do you think of the trailer? Like, does it pique your interest? And what do you think?
look, Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey are both excellent actors. So they picked a great crew. I'm not I don't think the cinematography will be bad. I don't think the dinosaurs will look bad. Like they didn't look bad in the trailer. The problem that I have, that I will continue to say that I have with it, is they are just running out of plot lines. It's just it doesn't make any sense to keep making movies. It's like, what's gonna happen next? The dinosaurs are gonna, fly in space, and then, you know, Tom Cruise is gonna be in a space shuttle
If they go
doing his
that
own
far with it,
stunts.
yes, I will agree. But I like the normal formula. I don't like I at this point. It's like
See,
you
but it's the same. It's like 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. Two
actually
plus
it's
two is 4.
six.
You know, 4 plus 0 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. I mean, at what point, if you keep getting the same results, I mean, I guess you could do infinite combinations of that,
I want
but it's just very like, it's very
yeah.
boring.
I would love a rated R Jurassic movie, like a hard R, but I just don't think Spielberg would go for it. He's just not he's he after everything with Temple of Doom, I just don't think he will allow it. Uh,
No,
but
I just don't understand all of
uh,
that. So
yeah. So I don't know. As long as at least as long as the characters are likable and the dinosaurs are eating people, and they bring enough
And so does
characters
the
for
guy.
those brings enough characters for the dinosaurs to eat people, then it should be fine. It should be a good fun time.
I like how you're like, as long as the dinosaurs can eat people.
Yeah. Like there's a kid in the movie. I'm like, that kid, I hope that kid dies because then it shows that no one's safe. Well, no, if a kid, if you see a kid get eaten by a dinosaur, that means that literally it gives it off right away like no one is safe in this movie. It doesn't matter if you're Scarlett Johansson or Jonathan Bailey, they could die. Like, and that's another thing in this movie. I need one of the big three to die. Either Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, or Mahershala Ali. I was struggling with trying to say his name. He, if you don't know, he's actually starring in that movie as Blade. Disney's like, hey, Universal, you just want to make that character Blade since we don't know how to make the Blade
Oh
movie.
my gosh.
That's how
I
you
did
do
see
that's how
somebody
you make
said
that crossover.
he hasn't had time to hunt vampires, so he's going after dinosaurs instead.
Yeah, dude, a vampire versus dinosaur movie? That'd be cool. I'll watch that.
They should throw in zombies, World War Z dinosaurs.
Oh God. Those things would be deadly. They
I
might
mean,
be slow. They might be brain dead slow. So I don't know. But
I
but
mean,
like
could you imagine? You know, you have the good dinosaurs versus the bad dinosaurs versus the
I don't.
zombies.
I hate that. I hope there's no good dinosaurs in this movie. That's the one thing that got ruined, that got made the formula feel repetitive, is because every freaking second, whenever you think a main character is gonna get eaten, da 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 da, either a T-Rex or Blue the Velociraptor will show up and save our main leads, and it's like,
I love when the dinosaurs save people. I really like when it ate that lady and threw her into the lake and the other
that
dinosaur
I
ate her.
like that. I like that death. That's the
That was
best.
funny.
Like
I know,
that's a brutal
so
death
good.
scene. That's probably the most accurate how dinosaurs probably acted. Would have acted. But yeah, so let us know your guys' thoughts in the for the trailer down below. If you want to know more of my thoughts, you guys can check out my trailer reaction I did. Um, which was a ton of fun. I really like doing that. I'll try to do more trailer reactions. The problem is they just get copyrighted. It's just like, but speaking of trailer reactions, I didn't decide to do. Um,
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
uh,
ooh,
f-
I want to do this one.
fuck this movie already. But whatever. I
Oh my
still
goodness, everybody, I apologize for my co-anchor's disdain for certain things.
so
So,
stupid.
Smurfs, Smurfs with
Hey, hey
Rihanna
guys,
in the
I can
trailer.
relate to this movie now because they have influence Smurf. It's like they really, it's like, hey, you know how we will get the kids, and how they will relate is because influence Smurf, which is the most dumbest thing that I saw from this trailer.
Can we just look at the cast? Rihanna, James Corden, Nick Offerman, Daniel Levy,
Why is Rihanna
JP
even in this
Carlack,
movie?
Amy Sedaris. I mean, Sandra Oh, Octavia Spencer, Nick Kroll. Like, what the heck? Why are there so many people in this?
See, this is the problem, Paramount. This is why you're so stupid. For one, you don't like you greenlit all these dumb idiot projects that no one goes out and watch. This Smurf movie is not going to do.
Little kids love the Smurfs movies. So
I, I don't like. Well, I don't. Well, and
I think of the Smurfs movies like Trolls. Like people will go see those because they're
yeah,
trolls.
but and next they do the dumbest things and like, well, we need to get the biggest hot star right now. Who do we need? Rihanna, come in here and voice act. Okay, cool. Is she gonna sing? No, she's not gonna sing. It's like, okay, why even get her then if she's not gonna do the thing that she's good at? And it's just like, what, like, and the animation for this movie is so bad. I hate it. The CGI animation for the Smurfs is
I
awful.
don't think it's terrible. It's for kids. I just think it'll be bad. I think it'll be lame.
I watched the Smurf movies that came out back in 2012 over this Smurf movie. Like that's just like at least it looked like they tried. This doesn't look like they tried at all. It's just I don't get it. Like this
I
is
remember when the Smurfs movie came out and it was Neil
it's
Patrick
literally
Harris.
it's also yeah, that's kind of yeah. It's also literally the same dang thing. They did this Smurf movie 10 years ago. They did this exact Smurf movie where the Smurfs go to our world because they need to do such and such. They did that
Yeah,
10
that
years
movie was
ago.
bad. It got 21% on Rotten Tomatoes. So,
Uh, and I have to go and sit through this garbage movie.
so
Gosh.
they're gonna keep releasing movies until you're blue in the face.
Yeah. Well, I hope they get turn I hope they turn more than blue. I hope they turn purple so then they stay purple.
Oh my goodness, you're killing the Smurfs. Austin has Austin has very strong reactions to certain movies, obviously. So that's too funny.
They should do a Smurf horror verse like they are doing with the Winnie the Pooh
My goodness.
stuff. I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
Traumatized kids, guys. That's what's funny. Last thing, I don't want to talk about this that much. It's stupid, terrible. I don't know what Paramount's doing. Paramount's just been on my nerves lately with the project they've been putting out
Yeah.
and burning money for Paramount Plus. It's like I don't. They're so stubborn to the point that they're so far up their head is so far up their own ass that they just are just
Oh
not
my
they don't
goodness.
care.
You're gonna get banned from YouTube. I'm just letting you know.
What
So
for calling
somebody will
people
be,
fat and it's this
yeah, probably.
freedom of speech.
I just want to ask you to tone it down.
No.
We can make fun of the movies,
We're gonna
although
get we're gonna
we're not gonna make fun of this next one because I think
yeah,
it actually
we're
is
gonna
good.
get into the good stuff here though. But anyway, let us know your guys' thoughts. Are you excited for Smurfs? Here, if you're someone out there that has kids, I would rather have you take them to the How to Train Your Dragon movie than the Smurfs. Because at least you'd be getting something good out of it. Don't so like that. This is my issue with movies is that and why people get on my nerves like about me being negative. I hate seeing bad movies succeed when they don't deserve to succeed. I don't want people's careers to be ruined, but when a product is bad, that needs to be um said. Like products need to be just like because that's what movies are. They're entertainment, they're subjective, but at the end of the day, they are products, and they don't need to and the ones that do terrible, they need this do terrible. And whenever you and this gets on my nerves a lot. Whenever someone is giving out a review for anything and they at the end of it they go like, "Well, go see it and make your own opinion." I'm not here to, say or if you should go see this and see this movie or shouldn't. You just kind of lose the whole point of your review then at that point. You make your own opinion meaningless. So, I don't I hate it.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, it is subjective, so it is taste based. So if you like, a certain type of movie, you're going to like it better. I do not like musicals. However, I do see the value of
See,
musical
yeah, like I don't like I'm
movies.
not a big fan of musicals, but I want them to be good and succeed for being good. I don't want something like what's a good example? The movie
Joker
Cleaners.
2.
No, I was gonna say something recent, but like the movie Cleaner with Daisy Ridley to be successful because that movie is just awful from everything. It's just nothing but a knockoff of Die Hard
Not Daisy Ridley
and
again.
talking down on men for the sake of talking down on men. And so then we can get Cleaners 2. It would just be called instead of Cleaner, it would be called Cleaners. And next there's multiple cleaners fighting against these fighting these against terrorists.
I haven't seen this movie,
It just came
so
out last week and you probably didn't know much about it. It's terrible,
I
awful.
didn't even know that existed. So no, I did
So
not.
it's good to have your own opinion, but at the same time, times people are just stupid and shouldn't have an opinion. Um, so that's just me. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below.
No, so the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's. incredible movie that, let's just be real, the fact that it is going to have like the likes of Matt Damon and Tom Holland in it, amazing. We got our first look at it in the upcoming film. It was released on Twitter and it was done by Cinema Tweets. So it was the first look at the upcoming film, The Odyssey. It definitely has a feel of Christopher Nolan to it. You know, I am too. I hope I always think of Troy and I love Troy. I thought it was so good. So
Well, funny enough, people in my own inner circle, and yes, I'm going to call you guys out if you guys are watching this, but people are already complaining about how this movie looks not very good. I'm like, just based off this one photo of Matt Damon in it. And I'm like, what are you judging this movie for? Like, it's just one photo. Like, what are you saying this movie doesn't look good? And it's like we haven't even seen much. We just saw the costume of Matt Damon, which I think he looks great in. I think he looks pretty badass with the beard too and all that. Like, so now I'll really judge the film based when we start seeing actual footage for the movie. But like I just find it funny that people are already criticizing this movie just based off one photo. And which I don't know how you can do that.
that doesn't make any sense to me either. It's very strange. So
But
yeah, I don't know, but we don't have a lot of information on it, but it does look really good.
no, I'm looking.
Um,
It
so
definitely seems like it's gonna be better than the Ray Fiennes Odyssey film, The Return, which was not very good. Um, and I got some form of criticism back from that review, but it's like it just wasn't good. Now I don't remember much about the Odyssey book itself. I didn't really pay attention in school when we read it, but
it's a good book. I mean, it's, you
well,
know,
it's the book that started the whole entire hero's journey. And so, and watching that movie, I'm like, I don't feel like I don't see the hero's journey in general coming from this movie. So it's like I don't it's like it's not very good. The because like the this is probably in the book, but the wife decides to wait 20 years for her husband to come back because she doesn't want to choose anyone else, but so she's letting her people suffer and starve. I'm like, this is a terrible person. Like this is like I don't is that in the book?
I mean, it talks about how long Odysseus is away. So yes, I would say that's pretty common. So,
I
but
like I can't
y-
understand like how that's like a person you want to root for when she's
yeah,
letting her own people starve and she won't pick a new king or won't make her own son a king. It's just dumb. Unless it was conveyed much more in the book, then maybe maybe that's the case. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, and I feel like this is the most different thing that he's done in a while. Besides Oppenheimer, of course, that's like a biopic. You never really expect him to do a biopic, but this I feel like is very drastic from usually what he does. And I'm curious what the creatures, like the big monsters, will look like, especially since they're not going to do CGI. Since he's not really a CGI type of person, there might be elements of CGI in the movie.
yeah, but
But I'm curious to
that's not his
see.
MO.
It's
Yeah.
not there might be like small miniatures that he might use and upscale them and use some form of CGI in it. I'm curious to see how he pulls it off. So, but with that no with that being said, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Are you
For
one of
sure.
those people that think that this movie looks bad just based off one photo? Let us know so then I can make fun of you. Um
Man,
hey, if you say something stupid, I'm gonna make fun of you for it. And I have every right to. So, but this upcoming Sunday we have the Oscars. And I had an idea to do a live reaction for the Oscars. I'm just not really feeling doing it. We'll talk about we'll talk about who wins and all that for the Oscars, but it's like eh. I don't want to sit around for 4 hours to be honest. Um, especially by myself. That just doesn't sound fun. So I don't know. But we're going to be talking about the nominees, what are nominated for the Oscars, since we didn't talk about them last month when that was announced. And we're going to give our thoughts on who might win. So going through each category one by one, naming off what's been nominated, and next, what we think will win. Starting from the very bottom with writing, original screenplay. The first one that's nominated no nominated is Anora. We got The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5, which was actually a really good movie. I don't know if you saw that. Um, I actually did really like that one. And next you got The Substance. I think unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be September 5. Um, if the one I would want is probably September 5 because out of the ones that are in this one that I've seen, that one had the probably the best screenplay, original screenplay, I think. I think what might win is probably The Brutalist.
I think it probably will. That or The Substance. I think both were pretty original.
The
So
thing, well, it's just because The Substance is a horror film and Oscars are not really. It's just like I don't know. I'm very curious to see what if The Substance will even win anything. Just because it's a horror film, but I don't know. It must be nominated for stuff for a reason. Um and next moving on to the next one, writing adapted screenplay. Surprised that I don't see Mufasa in here. Where's Mufasa?
terrible.
So starting with the first nominee is a complete unknown, Conclave. I don't know if you saw Conclave, but
I saw parts of it.
I like the movie until the ending. So,
I didn't see the ending. So
well, it might be a spoiler.
don't tell me. Don't tell. I'll
Uh,
watch it.
okay, yeah. It's just not really necessary because of the actual reasoning. Is like the issue is just because of the setting of the film where it takes place in a Catholic church, and next also the whole movie is about not lying, and next the person that becomes a pope did nothing but lie throughout the whole entire movie. Then, for what is revealed towards the end, it's just like it's very hypocritical type of ending, just so it can, so then it can hit. I don't want to say an agenda, but it's kind of in that range of an agenda. So then it can hit a message, I guess is a better way to say it. Amelia Perez, yeah, I actually sat through and watched this movie 2 weeks ago on Netflix.
No interest.
I did a commentary on it, and I'm gonna do a little bit of a review real quick for this movie if you haven't seen the commentary. Um, this movie is awful. This is like this movie is really bad. Like this is just I don't understand what they were thinking. For one, and again, it has nothing to do with the person being trans. The thing is, they don't do
Who?
anything with so Amelia Perez, the
I
character is trans. Like it's about
uh,
it's about so the whole if you don't know what Amelia Perez is really about, it's about a cartel person becoming a woman who was a man. And but they don't execute in the way that they thought they did were going to. At least in my opinion. Apparently, someone at the Oscars thinks they did, but the movie just does. For one, the movie jumps all over the place with the story. Like it doesn't. Like it feels like it had three different stories combined into one. The main lead of the film is insufferable, unlikable, and is a cartel person. And by the end, you're supposed to like the person, and it's like, no, I don't like this person because, for one, it was a cartel person, and two, doesn't have any form of redemption. Zoe in the film, who plays a lawyer, is just insufferable and stupid, and it has no purpose to be in the movie. This movie is just straight up bad. If you guys want to really see my reaction, go check out my commentary I did on it. It's just like, and the musical. Oh, this movie's a musical too, and it's really bad. I like if you guys saw it. Music, you thought Joker 2 was a terrible musical. Go watch Amelia Perez. I would rather watch Joker 2's music than this because I don't know where because you know what they do, and this is a movie that does this movie is a musical in a way of like you can all they do is just take normal dialogue and they just sing it. And actually, none of what they're singing has any form of rhythm to what they're singing. You could just easily say it without singing it, and it would have no other difference. Don't don't watch this movie. Just watch my reaction. Nickel Boys. That's the one. I didn't see that one. I didn't get around to seeing that one, but I've heard good things about it. Sing Sing didn't see that one either, but I also heard good things
I
about
saw
it.
parts of it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, one I think will probably win. It's
Conclave.
it's probably going to be Conclave just because of
Hmm.
the ending of the movie. The one I would want to win for this is a complete unknown. That's the one I would want to win. Moving on to visual effects. Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. I think
I
Alien
think
Romulus,
Dune. I think Dune Part Two or Alien's gonna win, in my
yeah.
opinion.
See, Alien Romulus went so hardcore on practical effects. So like I think they really worked their butt off on that. I think that will do really I think that one would be the one to win. Better Man has not terrible CGI of the monkey, but it just wasn't very good either, and it added nothing to the movie.
Yeah.
Doom Part 2, of course, great special effects. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Hey, if you want to watch a monkey movie, watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Don't bother watching Better Man. Um,
Oh
and
goodness.
Wicked, I didn't even really have visual effects. That was just mostly on practical stage most of the time, I think. Um, so you think Doom Part 2, I think Alien Romulus. Um, Sound, a complete unknown. Doom Part 2, Amelia Perez. What what sound in Amelia Perez? Okay. All right. Wicked, the Wild Robot. I'm gonna say Doom Part 2 because
Yep. Agreed.
like the spaceships are in that movie and all that.
Yep.
Um, Live action short films. I didn't watch any of these, so but or I guess we can name them off. Alin, I think that's what you say.
Lean.
Aline. I don't know what this.
Anuja. I'm
Anuja.
not a robot. The Last Ranger and the Man Who Cannot Remain Silent, which I did hear about. I think the Man Who Could Not Remain Silent ones.
I'll go with that one then. I didn't see any of
Right.
these or heard
Thank you. Thank
anything.
you.
Production design, The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nefrostu, and Wicked. Um, maybe The Brutalist, I think. Like if we're going off production design, like the whole building aspect that was
I think
executed
it'll be Wicked. It'll
yeah,
probably be Wicked.
maybe Wicked, but I think probably The Brutalist could win that one or Nosferatu,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
So that's kind
Oh,
of
I want to
what
do this next one. I want to do the next one. It'll be
I
good.
want to save that one for last. Let's skip that one. We'll come back.
Okay. Music, original song, nominees: El Mal, The Journey, Like a Bird, Mi Camino, Never Too Late.
I didn't see any of these either. Well, I guess for what movies are they for?
I oh,
Do they not?
from El Mal is from Amelia Perez. The
Oh,
Journey's from the Triple Six. Like a Bird's
but
from Sing Sing. Mi
th-
Camino is from Amelia Perez, and Never Too Late is from Elton John.
that's
Never Too
two.
Late.
See, I think there's a typo in here. Sorry. I we didn't know we were checking out the Razzies again. Hold on, because they have two Amelia Prezes in here. So, I see.
You're
I
ragging on Amelia Perez, I see.
I don't understand. I'm so frustrated that this is nominated. And by the way, I watched that movie at 1:40 in the morning. I started watching it at 1:40 in the morning because I just couldn't sleep. I was bored out of my mind. And I was so tired that my anger didn't really kick in for that movie until after really watching it and editing and putting out the commentary and just really thinking about the movie. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense and it really gets on my nerves. But I guess what could win, I think, I think Never Too Late. I never heard of the song, but again, I didn't hear any of these other ones besides Amelia Perez. So I think Elton John might win that one for original music.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Music scores. This is one where people were really upset that Dune Part 2 didn't get nominated, which
Um,
I could agree to an
I
extent.
just,
And
most of it was, some of it was reused. The
most
Brutalist,
The Brutalist,
Conclave,
Clave,
Amelia
sure.
Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. I hope Wicked wins. Good for Wicked.
Yeah, I get. I like some of the musics in them. Um, The Wild Robot had good music too. I really like that movie. I don't know if you still haven't seen that movie. That's a good movie to go check out. But I do think Wicked would win that one. The Brutalist, I don't know why that one's in that category, but okay. Makeup and hair design, A Different Man, Amelia Perez. Okay, sure. Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked. It's gonna probably going to go to Wicked. I can see
Agreed.
Nosferatu winning because of the of how good the makeup on Bill Skarsgård looked. They did an amazing job on that. So that could I wouldn't be shocked if that one win, but it's most likely going to go to Wicked because Wicked needs to win something. Um, just most likely. International feature film. Brazil. Brazil. Okay, I'm still here. That's just the name of the country. I'm like, why are we naming countries? Um, the girl with the needle, Amelia Perez, sure. The seed of scarred fig and Flow. I think probably Flow because I've heard really good things about it. If you don't know, it's an animated cat film. That
I
could,
actually did. I didn't see it, but I've seen things on it. So
yeah. Yeah. So I think that one would win international. Or it could be I'm still here too, but I didn't see that one
uh,
either.
I hate to break it to you. I think it's going to be Amelia Perez, unfortunately.
No, well, see, the thing is, there's been a lot of more controversy because of the main lead that played Amelia Perez coming out about like saying some racial stuff that kind of ruined her chance of winning. So, um, anything and kind of hurt that film. So I don't Amelia Perez will probably still win a few things, but it's definitely what has been coming out for that around surrounding this movie definitely hurt its chances of winning a lot of stuff. Film
Yeah,
editing, Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia Perez, sure, again, Wicked. I see again. I don't know how
it
there's a
should be
count.
Amelia Perez. They could have edited out the whole movie.
Yeah, they could just edit they could have just edited the movie where Zoe's character dies because she says no to agreeing to doing what this cartel person says, and most of the movie is just 2 hours of credits. That would have been a more entertaining film. Um, I would have been clapping the whole entire time, reading all the people's names. Um, I think probably Anora would win. I see the thing is about film editing is that going based off of the pacing of for the film, like what is that being really nominated for? Like what how do they nominate film editing? Like I don't know much about how they do that. I don't know if you know.
No ideas,
Uh,
honestly. I'm still shocked that that movie got nominated for 13 Academy Awards. So
Anora,
no, sorry. Uh,
Amelia.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, wait, that movie doesn't exist. I don't know. Well, I never heard of this movie. Amelia Perez. What is that? I don't know. Documentary short film. I never saw any of these. Some of these are just kind of like new to me. Death by Numbers, I Am Ready, Warren, Innocent, Instrument of Beating Heart, and next the only girl in the orchestra. I think that's how you say it. Uh,
Orchestra? Which
Orchestra.
one?
Yeah, the final one. I don't know
Oh,
what would win out of that. Let me know your guys' thoughts. What you think would win in that. I don't know.
I'm not
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah. A documentary feature
Not
film.
familiar with this one either.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with any. Where's the Superman one? Hey, that was a great Christopher Reeves documentary. Screw you, Oscars. Um, that was actually a really good documentary. I'm shocked that not a lot of people
Ooh,
talked about that
ooh,
one.
ooh, ooh, ooh. This is a good one. I want to do the directing one.
Okay, well, let's
Okay,
I guess
it's Anora.
let's name the ones that at least are in the documentary feature films, so
Okay.
then people,
Black
but
Box Diaries,
yeah,
No Other Land, Porcelain War, soundtrack to a coup d'etat, and Sugarcane.
okay.
I'm just gonna go soundtrack to a
It
coup
just sounds
d'etat.
cool. It just
Yeah, I
sounds
agree.
really cool. All right, now you can do directing.
Right. Honora, Sean Baker, The Brutalist, Brady Corbett, The Complete Unknown, James Mangold, Amelia Perez, Jacques
Amelia,
Audiard,
what?
uh, Amelia Perez, oh,
Never
shut
heard.
up, and then Substance and Substance, Coralie Farragut, Farshia. I don't know how to say that. I want to say The
Um,
Brutalist.
yeah. I don't think it's not like James Mangold did a terrible job with The Complete Unknown. I just think he did better films. I I don't know. I like A Complete Unknown. I just don't think it's that good. Um, but so yeah, I think the Brutus would win in that category. Costumes and designs: A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. What a I don't know what you're getting nominated for costumes and A Complete Unknown for. Um,
I think
I
they should do
I think Wicked will win.
Nosferatu. Yeah, it probably will. I agree.
It'll probably be Wicked. It's not, and Gladiator 2 had some good costumes too. That had some really good costumes. So did Conclave and Nosferatu, but I think again it'll go to Wicked in that one. Cinematography: The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, Marat, Maria, and Nosferatu. Dune Part 2.
I
Dune Part
agree.
2 will
I would
win
go
that
with
one.
Jim Part 2
If
too.
Dune's gonna win anything, it's gonna be cinematography. Um, Next you got animated short films, Beautiful Men, In the Shadows of what
Cyprus.
Cypress, Magic Candace, I
I think it's
can't
candies. Sorry. Okay,
Candies,
I'm zooming in. It's magic candies.
Wander to Wonder, and Yuki. I don't know anything really about these ones.
I heard that Wander to Wonder was good, but I was doing research on it earlier, and because I was researching a bunch of stuff while I was watching the Netflix show.
Okay. So I guess we'll
Yeah.
go with that one then. We'll have the same on that one. And animated feature film. All right, this is where we really know our stuff. Flow. I didn't see it, but I did hear really good things about it. Inside Out 2, a really good sequel to it's been 10 years since the first one, right? It's been a good like I think decade. Um um, Memorial of a Snail. Didn't see that. Wallace and Gromit. Vintage.
Vengeance most foul. Yeah.
Is that the clay animation one? Is that what that
Yeah,
is?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Next, the Wild Robot. I think Wild Robot will win.
I agree.
If it's not Wild Robot, it's going to be Flow. That's going to be the other one. I don't know a single Disney animation that's won best animation. I don't know if there's ever been one.
Usually there are Pixar movies that win.
Probably. All right. So since you're a female, right? You can do you can do the actress supporting role.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. Actress in a supporting role. Monica Barbaro, A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande from Wicked, Felicity Jones from The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini but from Conclave, or Zoe Saldana from Amelia
So
Perez.
so the one I think would that this is the one I want to win. Is going to be I want Monica Barbaro to win for best supporting actress. I think she did a great job in Complete Unknown. But again, I think just because it's the Oscars, I think Ariana Grande is going to win for Wicked.
I think it's gonna be Zoe Saldana.
I swear, if she wins, I'm going to lose it. I'm just like this is
She
no.
won in the Netflix award for the SAG-AFTRA Awards
Did
or whatever.
well, that's SAG. No one cares about them. They only they just cause problems. Um,
All
Actress
right,
in
in a
leading
leading
role.
role, Cynthia Erivo from Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon from Amelia Perez, Mikey Madison, or Mickey, excuse me, Madison from Honora, Demi Moore from The Substance, or Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here.
I think Mickey Madison will win.
I'm gonna say Demi Moore.
Didn't maybe it's just again, it's a horror film, so I'm kind of like taking that one with a grain of salt. Um, for her to win. You know who? If we're gonna talk about people being snubbed at the Oscars, I'm shocked that uh why am I blanking her name? Gosh, she was literally in The Substance, Margaret Qualley. Um, she should have been one of the actresses in the supporting role, being nominated for Best Supporting Actresses. Like she did a really good job in The Substance. That's more of her movie than Demi Moore, if anything. So
I think Demi Moore could also. I don't know. I just think she could win. I
uh,
really do. And
I
she's been around the block. She's
they'll give
I
it.
don't know.
You think they'll give it to her just because of that reason, just being around and all that? It's
No, I
like,
mean, she's been around for a long time, and this is a very different movie, in my opinion.
well,
So
and
I
this is
think
probably the
she's,
biggest point in her career, too.
yeah, I thought it was good.
So,
So,
well, she did a good job in the movie too. I just think they'll probably go with Mickey Madison. Um, and next you have actor and supporting role. You have Yola Boris. It's some Russian name. I don't know how to say his name.
Borisov, I believe is how you say it,
Uh,
from Honora.
for Nora, Kieran Culkin again. I don't know how to say that name. In A Real
Kieran
Pain.
Culkin,
Okay.
like Macaulay Culkin.
Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. Which The Apprentice was not a bad movie. He did a pretty good job at playing this kind of corrupt lawyer. Um, Supposedly, you're supposed to take that movie with a grain of salt too. I think it will go to Guy Pearce for The Brutalist.
So you want to know something interesting? I think it's going to be Kieran Culkin. I really do.
Yeah, probably. That movie just works around for the Oscars in itself, but
Yeah,
the one I think and want will be Guy Pearce. He's also been around for a very long time, and I think this is his. I haven't seen him nominated for a lot of stuff. I don't know anything else that he's been nominated for.
yeah.
So
I don't
this
know. It'll be interesting.
that could be one. Actor and leading role. So you got Adrian Brody for The Brutalist. You got Timothy Chalamet for A Complete Unknown. You got Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing. You got Ralph Fiennes for Conclave and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice, that's a very interesting choice as well. Sebastian Stan. I think it's going to be Timothy Chalamet for Complete Unknown, but I would like to see Sebastian Stan win for playing Trump in The Brutalist. I think he did a good job at that. And that's a very controversial role as well. So, I think he well deserved to do what he was given for that. Um, what do you think?
So, here's the interesting thing. Um, One of the reasons why I think it'll probably be Timothy Chalamet is just based upon who he is.
Yeah. A lot of
However,
people hate his
Coleman
speech that he gave.
Domingo, oh, the one that he just gave the
Yeah.
other day.
A lot of
Oh,
people
I loved
criticize
it.
him. I think it's a perfect speech. It's like, yeah, why would you not want that? It's like, yeah, you probably want to be the best, one of the best, and like it's like, what are you doing this for? And but since Hollywood is like, oh, you're supposed to be inclusive and all of that, it's like it's very rude to think about yourself, and it's like, okay, get over
I,
yourself.
I think I think the one thing is that he was very honest. Like
Yeah, he wasn't
he
even rude
does.
about it. He was just like, he's like, I don't want to give those typical old speeches that everyone gives, so I'm just gonna be honest
Well,
with you.
it would have been disingenuine to what he felt at that
Yeah.
moment. I'm not saying it was the right speech. I'm just saying I
He's also
appreciate
the
he was
youngest
honest.
one to ever win an award for anything, I think too.
Really?
I think so,
I don't know. Youngest person
to win
to
a SAG
win
award.
ASAC.
I think it was Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yes, like so this is a huge turning point in his career. Like it's like, yeah, of course you're gonna want to say something like that. But of course a lot of media has taking it and twisting it because they just like they have to make it more dramatic than what it really is. Um, but so you think it's going to be Timothy Chalamet?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Yeah, I think he did a really good job in that movie. Even though I think I've seen him in better roles, it definitely seems like did give it his all in the movie because he said he'd been working on that movie for 5 years for the role. That's insane.
It
But
could be Adrian Brody though. Adrian Brody's great.
yeah, I think the Brutus is just overrated a tiny bit. I enjoyed the movie. It's just way too long. It took way too long to get to its point when I already understood what they were trying to go for. It's just yeah. But now Best Picture, which is the one you wanted to do, so you can.
Yes. Yes. I'm very excited for this one. So without further ado, Best Picture, and everybody bear with us because there's more. We have nominees Honora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked.
I think a complete unknown would win.
I think, well, either way, Timothy Chalamet has a good chance of winning.
He has a chance of getting an Oscar either way. Even if he doesn't win Best Actor and a complete unknown wins, he gets an Oscar.
Yeah.
So, like that's a good thing. I think it would be either a complete unknown or The Brutalist. The one I want to see win is Dune Part 2, which is another Timothy Chalamet movie. Like, because that movie just it did everything well from a visual standpoint, and it dived into a lot of the political side very well and like and even like religion and faith like that movie was all around did a very good job and adapting the book very well into two movies, and so I think that one is a well-deserved win.
Yeah.
um
I could see a few of them have a good chance.
oh no, it's a very
Um,
interesting category besides Amelia Perez. Get out of here. Like besides that, this is a pretty good lineup. Like this is a tough decision to pick over, and especially when I've seen most of these movies. The only I out of the whole entire movies here, I haven't seen two of them, and which is I'm Still Here and next Nickel Boys. I thought Sing Sing
I've
was
heard,
nominated, but I guess not. But
no, that's why I hope he wins the award for actor. But
mm, so that's kind of all of our thoughts on that. What are the categories and what's been nominated and what we think will win. Any other thoughts on that?
no, I think I'm ready to see who wins. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, we'll figure out Sunday. I haven't discussed this with you, but we could do it like an exclusive episode talking about the categories one by one of who we thought was going to win again, and next also talk about who won if you want to do something like that. Um, we can do that, or we can wait for the next month podcast. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but keep your eyes and ears out. Exclusive podcast maybe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So, but yeah, that's the Oscars right there. Let us know in the comment section below who you think will win
Agreed.
for each category. Let me know in the comment section below. Moving on now to Carson's reviews. So if you guys don't know, this is a new segment of every month where Carson will review something or multiple things. It could be multiple movies, multiple TV shows. Just depends on how many things he gobbles up in one
All of the
month.
good content.
So I'm going to hand this off to him. He can talk about what he saw this month and give his thoughts on it.
Yeah, so this month was an interesting month. I'm gonna talk about Cobra Kai season 6. Just kidding. No. Um, so my goal is to plan about Captain America. I went and saw it twice, the first night on opening night, and then I went and saw it the next day. One was at a dine-in movie theater, AMC in Georgia, and then the other one was in Arizona at a Harkins. and I got popcorn. And the popcorn at the Harkins was way better, just FYI. So no, so without giving too many thoughts or without, spoiling the movie, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. One of the things that I thought was interesting about the movie was Marvel played it extremely safe. I felt like this movie needed to set up the next few movies really well, i.e., get people back in the Marvel mood. Because you have to remember, when we used to have one or two Marvel movies a year, it would set them up so well. It would be like, the Captain America movie, then it would be an Avengers movie, then it would be another, whatever, it would be an Iron Man movie or a Guardians of the Galaxy or something in between so that it was interweaving all these stories together, until we finally got to Endgame and then it kind of fell apart in my opinion after that. But very safe movie. A lot of people didn't like it because of the character development of uh, Anthony Mackie's character, Falcon, who is now obviously Captain America. However, I wouldn't say that. I think that Anthony Mackie is a really enjoyable person. He makes the movie really good, I think. Harrison Ford, I thought was, pretty good. He was Harrison Ford. However, obviously he is a little bit older. And then I think the biggest thing that disappointed me was the fight scenes. I felt like they weren't very long. It felt like elongated. We spent more time in kind of like the first half of the movie I thought went pretty slow, and the last half of it went pretty quick. It was kind of like the pacing was off, the tempo was off. But I left the theater going, hey, I thought it was entertaining. I liked the character structure. I thought that the plot was okay, which is why I gave it a pretty decent rating, and that's why I gave it 6.5. It wasn't anything world record breaking or groundbreaking. However, it was a pretty you know cut and dry Marvel movie. Like I could tell it had Marvel's fingerprints on it without being bad. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. It just felt like it was very forced. Um, and by forced, I mean it felt like things had to logically align and they were okay being kind of trivial and silly to get the plot to develop. But yeah. And the fight scene though was probably the worst part about the whole movie. It just seemed so slow. There was a few things that were cool. Um, and I won't say what, but some of the stuff was just like, oh, I was hoping other characters would make surprise appearances, but that didn't happen. So that's my review. I tried to leave as much of it out as possible to not spoil anything, but I wanted to encourage people. I would go see it because I think it'll kind of set up a few of the later movies in terms of even like the end credit scene. So, what about you?
Spoil
Did you end up going to see it?
yeah. Spoilers, Chris Evans come back and be like, or give me back that shield. You don't deserve it. No, I'm kidding.
No, no, no. He does. I think he's a great. I like Anthony
I don't
Mackie. I,
see the
I very much enjoyed it.
my problem with the movie is a lot of the stuff that you said. The special effects are awful in this movie. Are just really like
Yeah,
you
I
can
didn't.
really
That's why I
notice that
said it
they're on the
wasn't groundbreaking.
green screen. You can see the rewrites on the screen. Like you can tell because like there's part like you can tell where the rewrites happen in the movie because nothing interconnects. Nothing makes sense. And the villain of this movie is stupid. Like the villain of this movie is just awful, and he's supposed to be really smart, and yet he does the dumbest things. It's just, and it also, this has been oversaid, but it feels like a Hulk sequel. And it's like I get that like other characters deal with other characters' villains. That's totally fine. But this was the movie to set up Sam Wilson as Captain America, which I don't really like the name transfer. It's like just call him Falcon. Like I don't like give him the shield. That's fine. That's totally cool. He can have the shield. But Captain America will always be Steve Rogers. That will always be Chris Evans. And so, but and people are like, well, that's how it happens to comic books. Shut up. Well, see, because it happens in the comic books doesn't mean it's good. Just saying. Um, or executed well. And that's what this movie doesn't do good at. It doesn't execute it well for the reason why Sam Wilson it should be Captain America. It does the complete opposite and makes him a side character in his own movie. So this was his opportunity to be the main lead in his own movie, and yet somehow he's still the side character. He's still the sidekick.
I didn't think he was a side character. I thought he
He
did a
didn't
really good
really
job.
well, yeah, Anthony Mackie did a good job, but but his character had no involvement in his own movie. Like there was no motive for his character, and yet all they do is rehash storylines from Falcon and the Soldier. That's all they did, and it's like this felt like Falcon and the Winter Soldier season two, but no Bucky. And that's another thing. I didn't like the sidekick, the new Falcon in this movie. I found him to be annoying. Um, and so like they should have just had Bucky to
Oh, I
be.
actually liked him, honestly.
Uh, but yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. If you guys want to check out a review, you can. I have a review on the channel. You guys can go check that out. So let us know your guys' thoughts of Captain America Brave New World in the comment section below. Give us your own little review and thoughts. But staying on the Captain America subject, we're gonna be talking. So Captain America just had its second weekend, and it only made $28 million. And it says here Captain America had enough juice to remain on top for a second weekend straight week, but that's about where the good news ends for it. A 68.3% dropped from last week's holiday weekend down to 28.2 million. Brings it 10-day total to 100 million and 141.2 million dollars, which that is the third worst drop in the MCU history, and the worst two were in 2023 with Ant-Man and Quantumania and the Marvels. So this like and that's the thing. What hammers this home even more that no one really cared about this movie, it had nothing going up against it on its second weekend. Like you could maybe make the excuse for it of like, oh well, there was other movies, so then other people, so people went and saw those movies instead. Nothing else came out besides The Monkey, and that's a rated R horror film. And so there was nothing really else going up against this movie. And that just shows that no one really cared about this movie because Marvel didn't care to really promote it very well. And that and the reviews didn't really help it. Even when the audience loved this movie, which is not shocking at all. But it's just like it's such a little strange thing. Now, there was early reports coming from YouTubers about this movie, like trying to bash down this movie. Now, again, I don't think this movie is terrible. It just wasn't that good. It just wasn't a good Marvel movie, and it wasn't really a good movie. Um, but people were really trying to bash down this movie and give you kind of false information. Um, geeks and gamers. I'm I that dude's just annoying. Reports like early reports for it came out before it even was really fully like news outlets saying like, oh, it had an 82% drop and it had a 28 with a 28 like $1 million second weekend. It's like if it was a 82% drop on its second weekend, it would not have made it. $28 million is not the right number. Then it's like that if it was 82%, then it should have been a lot lower than what that was. So, um, I feel people are trying to really bash this movie hard for kind of no reason. For I like Annex, they try to blame, they try to say like this is why DUI is like is not good. I'm like, I agree to a degree, but it's not because of DUI. This reverts back to Falcon becoming that reverts back to Falcon becoming Captain America. He does it in the comic books. It just wasn't executed well. That's just the problem. It's not because it's DUI. It's just like now you're just bringing politics into
Who?
every.
Oh, DEI? DUI is driving under the
Sorry,
influence. I
sorry.
was like,
D, D
whoa, whoa,
oh,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
sorry, that thing. But yeah, like it's just like not everything is politics reasons, and people just want to bring politics in for the sake of it. sometimes because it fits their story narrative and
Yeah.
their fits their reasoning. So I don't like. Is this shocking to you? A $28 million second opening weekend?
No, I think that February is a weird time to release a movie, honestly. You're coming up on spring break, Valentine's Day. People aren't going to go see Captain America on Valentine's Day, they just aren't. So, um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this movie's just I don't know. At late let's be honest, 2025 has not been a good start for movies anyways. Not a lot of great stuff has been coming out. Um it's more in March that it kind of starts slowly picking up a tiny bit, and next when we get into April and May, that's when all the actual interesting movies start coming out where people will start rushing to the theater. It's just no one cared about this movie. That's just the thing. No one really cared about this movie. And what does this mean for the future of Sam Wilson? Does this mean he stay like does he because it seems like after I think what a lot of people think is that um originally they were probably going to make Black Panther Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther the face of the franchise, but since he unfortunately passed away, they probably had to pivot. And I guess it seems like they tried to make that Sam Wilson, but then it's just like then but then no one really cares enough to see his movie, mostly because it's not his movie anymore from the story and all of that. And they just do the character injustice. So now it's like, do you think they'll? Because the whole this is not really a spoiler. This is kind of in the trailer, but they're definitely setting up Sam Wilson to be wanting to assemble the new Avengers. Do you see him being the face of the franchise and being the main lead of the Avengers, or he's just the one person that just brings the Avengers together, and next someone else becomes the face of the Avengers?
Mm. I, and that's the thing is, I think it's the principle of who Anthony Mackie, Anthony Mackie's character represents. So,
Mm. His character just doesn't have a lot of charisma like Steve Rogers does, and so he's a very melodramatic type of character. Could have been the movie for him to shine. This just wasn't. So that's kind of my thoughts. Let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below on this matter. Um, moving on to the next topic, which you can take over from here.
um, sorry, let me see. My eyes are going out, everybody. Look how crazy. All right. So, we know about Marvel Studios Thunderbolts. They had announced it a while ago. They released a trailer 2 weeks ago. Since then, it's gotten about 11 million views. It's in theaters May 2nd. Um, one, I very much look forward to this movie. I think this is going to be the best Marvel movie this year. Just going to be honest.
Mhm.
I think
Well, that's not really
Fantastic Four
saying
is going to
much
be okay.
if everything is garbage.
Uh, I think people think Fantastic Four is going to be the best one, but I think this is going to be the best one.
Yeah.
Um,
I well, I,
I think it's just I love the characters. I think it's going to be really good, and
well, clearly
um,
from both trailers and the marketing rate for both of these movies, they seem like they're more excited for these than they were for Captain America. And so, but I really like this new Thunderbolts trailer. I think they set up a lot of interesting things. Now, I don't know if I really buy about the team who they're going up and fighting against. I'm not going to go into spoiler. I figured out who the villain of the movie is, just with a little bit of research. Um, but in the trailer, it shows that this person can basically make you disappear into like a shadow. And I just don't know if I really buy these certain characters to be able to go up against this type of villain. It just so it'll be interesting. I did like that they explained why there's an asterisk in the title because Red Guardian makes a joke about like we should call ourselves the Thunderbolts, and Bucky's like we're definitely not. So it just shows like they don't know what they want to call themselves, which is kind of funny. So that's why the asterisk is in the title because it's not really official what they would be called, which is kind of funny.
I'm glad that they went through that as well. I don't know. I'm very excited for this movie. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And
So
the trailer's really good, everybody. So if you want to see it, I think you can
a,
already start to see the character development and the
a
plot
really good
developing, which
music
is good.
choice too. I think that it works
I agree.
very well. Um, so let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to another Marvel trailer, Fantastic Four. They dropped a teaser for the trailer. I know you weren't really too looking forward to like the teaser to the teaser trailer. I know that you didn't. You said you didn't really like that very much, but what do you think of the actual teaser? I like the actual teaser. I think the actual teaser did a great
So
job
here's
at
the
setting
thing.
up the movie.
The coloring, hear me out, everybody. I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. The coloring is not my favorite. I'm not saying it looks bad for the movie. I'm saying it's not something that catches my eye that's more appealing to me. So, um, like, I don't know. It looks like the first comic, so I think it's amazing. But I was never a big fan of like the original comics for this specific.
I don't think a
I
lot of
know,
people
hear
were a
me out.
fan of Fantastic Four in general. I don't think it was really that big of a property that people were a fan of. But
I mean, it looks like the Jack Kirby illustrations. So I think they're doing a good job. I just it was never my favorite art style and color, if that makes sense. Um,
is that
so
including the suits?
um, yeah, it's the whole theming.
Mm.
It reminds me of the Jetsons, and I was never a fan of the Jetsons either when I was a kid. So
I know the biggest
yeah,
complaints about for this movie right now is the thing, how it looks and how he sounds. I think he looks great and sounds great. I don't know what really people are trying to get at how the thing looks, but I think the movie does I think that this teaser trailer does a well enough job to get people excited for the movie. I think they
yeah,
I think it did its job. And once again, you know, we we know what probably is going to happen at the end of this movie. I'm just curious how they're going to execute it.
yeah.
But
No, I think it'll be good. I'm not gonna say anything negative about it. I don't think it'll be my favorite compared to the ones coming out.
yeah. So let us know your guys' thoughts on the Fantastic Four teaser trailer in the comment section below. Moving on to other news. Marvel Studios has confirmed Tom Holland's Spider-Man cannot appear in live-action Disney Plus series. So a lot of people were a lot of people just ask like, why can't Sony, do Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 3? Because of contract reasons. And people want to say like, no, Marvel and Sony are just lying. And it's like, no, they legally can't lie. Just proof. Um, because if so, and if the thing is, I think Sony would have would have probably done an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man 3 movie at this point after No Way Home. But and you don't think they would have tried doing a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4 too? So it just doesn't make any sense. So from Entertainment, it says here Marvel has officially confirmed that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will not appear in any live action Disney Plus series due to existing rights agreements with Sony Pictures. Um, so that's just straight up right there confirms why that they can't. Why one we got this weird. I didn't watch it. But it was kind of just weird to me, like this Spider-Man animation series that we got. I wasn't really pleased to the animation itself, so I just kind of just saw it as like for really young kids. So I didn't really check it out. I heard decent things about it, but I don't know really much about it. So this kind of just confirms all of that. Um, and even more of and the thing is, eh, I could care less that if Spider-Man showed up in a Disney Plus series. Now, does that mean we won't really get ever see him fight up with Daredevil? No, because Daredevil could show up in Spider-Man 4 if he really wanted to, because people really want to see Spider-Man and Daredevil team up. Um, But yeah, what do you think about this?
So it's not shocking because obviously there's always been weird rights regarding it, but I'm kind of I don't want them to have a show because they'll probably just ruin it again. So
Yeah, because this is the problem with doing movies and interconnected shows. You force people to go watch that if you're going to continue a storyline from the show into a movie. That's why Falcon the Winter Soldier. That's why Captain America: Brave New World had some issues because it carried storylines from Falcon the Winter Soldier into it. It didn't. It's like that's kind of like an issue in itself, and reason why half of the Marvel stuff is kind of failing because Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness is kind of like almost a season two to WandaVision in a way. And so if you didn't watch WandaVision, you're not going to understand why Wanda is all upset. And so it's just I don't like they don't need a Spider-Man. Tom Holland Spider-Man doesn't need to appear in any live action show. And it's like I could
yeah,
care less. Um, but it's just funny like people try to have like a argument reasoning like they don't want to do they don't want to do Andrew Garfield Spider-Man 3 because I don't know some stupid reason. And it's just like no, for one it's contract reasons and it would also dilute the other movie. Like it would probably like it just like they would contradict one another. Like they would cancel one another out if you had Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie going out and actually Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man movie going out. It just wouldn't make any sense. So that's kind of all I have to say on that matter.
no, totally. And I actually agree with that. I think that I don't know. I just I don't want a show. I don't need any shows. It doesn't make any sense.
Now, if lesser characters got shows, that would be cool. That's fine. I want like that's why I'm fine with Daredevil season getting show and all of that and getting that all rebooted because I don't think a Daredevil movie is really needed. It's just like it doesn't really matter to like I don't think people would really rush out to see a Daredevil movie. The same thing with a Punisher movie. I think they just work better as shows anyways. So, yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And moving on with that, do you want to do this one?
Sure. So Marvel Studios is considering bringing back Jonathan Majors back as MCU's Kang the Conqueror. Um,
And this is a rumor, guys. This is not confirmed or anything. It's just like it'd be an interesting conversation to have. But
yeah, I think for me that um it would be nice to complete his character arc in the movie.
yeah,
I just
since you
don't know
set him up.
how, yeah,
Well, and also Jonathan Majors has been acquitted from most of his accusations too. Like he was he only got guilty for like minor little damages, like for like like kind of like slightly body harm. But from my understanding, most of it was like self-defense, I think, from like all the court cases and all that. But but the thing is, even without those court cases, the character just wasn't connecting with people. People didn't find Kang to be that threatening after Ant-Man and Quantumania when he got beaten by an ant. Um, and so it's just like, and I think having him in there as like a side villain would be a good enough um storyline for the character, and just having it to be Doctor Doom be the main baddie of the whole entire saga, I think would
yeah.
be fine.
I think for me that it just doesn't it, it'll be interesting to see if they use him as like a side villain or something. I don't know. It would just be interesting to see how they recover and change that.
Yeah,
So
the whole problem with the MCU right now is that, and this is the reason why Captain America: Brave New World also fails on multiple different levels, is that there's no actual true connection to what they're setting up. Like there has been zero connection to the whole leading up to Doomsday and Secret Wars. Like each movie just like they feel so disconnected for one another. And, I mean, like in the early phases of Marvel, you had Iron Man not like being its own story, but towards the end, you had Nick Fury being like, "Hey, I want to set up the Avengers." It's like I want to talk to you about the Avengers initiative. And so like and from then on, each character was getting their individual movie, but also there was a part in that movie setting up the next big threat that was coming. And so, but here it's been none of that besides from Loki, a Disney Plus TV show, which was a good TV show. Don't get me wrong, was a good TV show, but was only connected in Ant-Man and Quantumania, but then has actual zero meaning in that movie. And next that movie ends with Kang the Conqueror losing to an ant. So it's like
I mean,
you kind of ruin the threat in
Ant
that way.
Ant-Man's a cool character.
I
So
don't I mean like I didn't really have a necessary a problem with Ant-Man winning against a Kang. I just didn't think of it as like this is our main Kang. It's like this is just one of the Kangs. That's kind of how I saw it, but no, it's like no, that's supposed to be our actual Kang, that we're supposed to be afraid of. And so, but yeah, there's just hasn't been any form of connection at all with any of these movies. And next, you had that weird post-credit scene at the end of Brave New World that was just weird and dumb and like terrible. It felt like a Batman v Superman post-credit scene with Lex Luthor in prison, and it's like,
oh yeah.
there's something coming. You can't see it talking to Batman, and it's like, okay, all right. So I don't know. The only real true connection with Doomsday will be Fantastic Four. That's going to be the only true connection, and it's going to feel so disconnected either way. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. We'll see. And if they can bring back Jonathan Majors to reconnect it in a way, then good. I'll be happy because I feel like Jonathan Majors, even though he kind of, maybe can have maybe some anger tantrums, I feel like he has been done dirty a tiny bit. I think they kind of acted a little bit too dramatically. And I think that's just because Disney dealt with Johnny Depp and they didn't want to deal with another situation like that. So it's like, let's just cut ties right now and not deal with it. I feel like that's the reason why they did it in the first place. So, but yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to other news, is Star Wars Skeleton Crew's showrunner reveals he has already planned for season 2 out. Now, this is not confirming that they will do a season 2. They just have an idea for season 2 and they have it planned out. I Did you watch Skeleton Crew? I liked it. I didn't think it was the
I
best show
did.
ever. I thought it was good. I do have a commentary series, guys, on the channel going on right now, which you guys can go all check out. And you can see my reaction to each episode. This upcoming Sunday will be episode 6. But yeah, I like the show. I thought Jude Law was the best part in it.
Yeah, I liked him. It reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
I just thought it was good.
I just
I thought
felt,
the kid actors were good. I don't know. I liked it.
oh yeah, dog. That's why I mean you have animals. Um, but yeah, so what was I saying? But the one thing I felt like was rushed in season 2 was certain storylines, more like dragged out and do nothing with it. Because like one thing I found very interesting was Jude Law's character. I was like, I want to know more about this guy. Like they're being so quiet about his character. I'm like, that means that like there's gonna be like some form of like character development in the later episodes, and next nothing kind of comes from it, and he's just kind of like, I'm evil now because I'm grumpy and I only care about money, but I'm gonna let you go. And towards the end, it's like, oh, okay, all right, cool. Because like the one thing that had it going for him is that a Jedi who used to be like a Jedi Padawan who is now a pirate, like that's cool. Like I wanted to know more about his story. I wanted because throughout the whole entire show they talk about like how dangerous and untrustworthy this guy is. And actually you don't really get to see any of that. You kind of see a glimpse of it. He kind of threatens to kill one of the kids, but it doesn't go anywhere. I would have I knew that they weren't gonna do it, but I kind of wanted him to kill one of the kids. Like just to I don't know if I just like seeing kids die in my entertainment. I just think it would have added some stakes if one of the kids died or one of the parents died. Because they also try to give the storyline to the parents that added nothing to the show, which just took away runtime. That's the problem I have with Disney Plus. The runtimes are all over the place. And they try to do these movies into 30 minutes of each episode, and it's like uh guys, you don't have that much time to actually do all of this. You kind of need to speed things up and take things out and focus on things that matter if you're going to do 30-minute episodes. And so hopefully they work that out for season two, if that's kind of like my nitpicks for season two. Hopefully they flesh out. What do you think they could do, and what you think they should work on or keep doing well on?
I think there's a redemption arc for his character. Um, I think that the kids join. They've already made it very clear that they don't want to be, um, they don't want to be in a, stuck on a planet where they're, forever there. So I think there's a redemption series. He, works to deal with the New Republic to help, maybe protect from pirates. Um, I don't know. You're asking the wrong person because they haven't even confirmed that they are getting a
This
second
season,
season.
we're just theorizing here.
Yeah, but I think the hard part is that dependent on how like Andor 2 goes and a bunch of other stuff, probably
Yeah.
depends on if they're going to continue and extend, other shows.
I just don't think they're going to get a season two. I think it's like maybe you can have some of these characters appear in other Star Wars shows, but I just don't think they will get a skeleton season two because of how low of viewership that this show got. It's like the second lowest above the Acolyte, I think. I don't think it did very well. Oh, I think it barely did well than the Acolyte. It might have been under the Acolyte, who knows? But yeah. So let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below for this one. Moving on to this next topic, which I think both of us are really excited for, is Andor season two. We got a trailer for it, which this trailer is fantastic. I love this trailer. I hated the music though. This music,
Really?
I did not like the music for this trailer. I felt like this felt out of place, and it did not belong in this trailer, especially for a Star Wars trailer. It just did not. It's just like I don't like because like it the whole vibe is like this is like we're heading into war now. Like this is like a war that's about to begin, and you're having all these like kind of like epic hype type of music playing, and like this is like no, this is supposed to be kind of like a serious theme type of show. Like
Sure.
it has its like, moments, but it's like this doesn't fit the tone of the show. So besides that, I really like the trailer besides the music. So what I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I I I liked the first season. I'm gonna rewatch it again because I think there was a lot of stuff that I feel like I missed or didn't give as much
It's been a
importance
bit since
to.
I've watched it, so I need to give it another
I
rewatch.
I think that you have time, you have until April 22nd. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that overall overarchingly, the less Star Wars it feels, the better because a different a different view into like
Well,
this really incredible universe.
you know
So
what's funny is that the two thing like the things that are like, the most beloved from Disney Star Wars is Rogue One and Andor, which are the most
yeah.
which are the things that felt are not are the ones that felt less like Star Wars, but are more Star Wars than anything that we've gotten from Disney. So it's kind of funny. And so yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do. And this is also supposed to jump over like 5 years as well this season. Like it's supposed to jump multiple years leading up to Rogue One. You even have what's his name returning to play the villain of for this season. You've seen a bit
Oh,
of him in
um,
why am I blank?
oh,
Like I like
Uh,
him. I think he looks great. I think they might have used some de-aging on him too. It kind of looks like it. He does. His face kind of looks like there's some like form of CGI bit to his face.
oh, I don't remember who it is. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not thinking very well.
I can
So,
look it up. Andor. Well, I'll have to look up Rogue One. His name is Ben Mendelsohn, however you say his name. So, yeah, I liked him. He's great. So I can't. I'm curious to see what his involvement in the upcoming season will be. So let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. My favorite topic of all. This.
oh my
Oh,
goodness, and
oh,
a great way to end,
a
just
great.
because
This is a
it's a great topic.
great way in the end, guys. Cheers. We finally did it. We finally put someone out of a job.
That's terrible. Excuse me.
So reports have been coming out that Kathleen Kennedy is planning to exit Lucasfilm at the end of 2025. The thing is, there was reports I believe coming out saying that she was going to leave after Indiana Jones Dials of Destiny. So, I don't know. Well, I guess
It
take it
was
with a
not her destiny to leave at that point in time yet.
well, who wants to leave out on a fart like Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny? I
Well,
don't
she hasn't
that
created
movie wasn't
anything else that was good.
terrible, but it just wasn't also that good. Um But yeah, it says here that Kathleen Kennedy, the longtime president of Lucasfilm, is expected to step down at the end of 2025. She intended to retire after her current contract, according to sources' knowledge of her plans, and separated sources close to Kennedy, however, dismissed the an intentional report by Puck as pure speculation and said nothing has been decided. So now you can talk all crap how Kathleen Kennedy has run Lucasfilm, which we can all agree has been terrible. But this woman has a great track record as a producer, and like like she produced like Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones. She will go down as like if there was like a hall of fame for like Hollywood she would be in that hall of fame. She would go down as one of the greatest film producers. Steven Spielberg would not be Steven Spielberg today without her. So she did a great job as a producer, but there's a difference between being a producer and running a studio. And so, but yeah, that,
Well, and especially something that's so beloved by so many people. I mean,
yeah,
you
she
have
has ruined Star Wars. That's the thing.
not all of it, but I mean, she hasn't done a good
She
job of
well,
like,
she's well, the fan base is so divided. Like when it comes to Star Wars, like it's not good at all. Now with that being said, who do we think will be um the next head of the studio? Well, my sources say it's going to be Leslie Headland. Guys, we're going to get 10 seasons of The Acolyte. No, I'm kidding. Imagine imagine Leslie Headland being announced to take over the studio. Gosh, people would
that would be
freak out.
hilarious.
People would
They
lose their
should do it
mind.
just for fun.
They should release that headline on April Fools to see how people would react.
That would be funny. Although
I think that would be pretty funny.
people would probably burn down the studio. They would be so upset. So
But
Star Wars fans can get kind of crazy.
yeah, either they go with a complete nobody or they go with John
It'll be like,
Favreau.
or it'll be like Dave Filoni, one of those two.
I don't want Dave Filoni. No, no thanks. I think it should be John Favreau, and they should do a James Gunn situation where John Favreau just worries about the creative side, where they hire someone else to worry about the business side. I think that's where they have to. I think that's where they should go with Lucasfilm. I think John Favreau would be a great choice. It's just that I don't know. Like it's just Kathleen Kennedy. Just I don't know. She's just ruining
Retire into the wind. She'll make a boat. She's made a boatload
the
of money.
quote.
She can now retire into
The
the wind.
quote. Venom, the first Venom movie. A fart in the wind. No, a turd in the wind. That's what she's turned this studio into. Yeah, like, and it's been like 6 years since we've had a Star Wars movie on the big screen, and the next Star Wars movie is a movie that it is a TV show turned into a movie.
The
It's
Mandalorian
yeah, it's
and
like
Grogu.
it's ridiculous.
Well, what about the Rey movie? Just kidding.
Oh God, I hope when the new person comes in, they can that. I hope they just like I hope whoever they choose next is looks at that project and be like, nope, because like that's just the dumbest decision to ever make. Like you know how controversial that character is, and that thing has been announced since two. I think that's been announced since COVID. I think it's been 5 years since that thing has been announced.
Probably just about, honestly.
Um, and yet we've heard nothing but directors and writers leaving the projects, and that doesn't even
Mm.
say, and that doesn't even mention about the project that she has announced, Rogue Squadron with Patty Jenkins, and they do this whole entire promotion for with her with a actual X-wing fighter on a runway, and say like we're making up this movie, and next nothing. A Kevin Feige Star Wars movie, heard nothing. NX Wadatiki,
Well,
I don't know how to say his name.
um, yeah, but they realigned priorities on what they wanted to spend money on. So it's not surprising they didn't get any. They basically got a red light and now they can't do it.
Well, that, but it's like, the problem is like we make fun of like, Marvel, and announcing Blade, and it's been like, almost 7 years since we've gotten not getting a Blade movie. Kathleen Kennedy has greenlit like 20 Blade films, and we've gotten none of them. And so it's just like,
It's all about money. I mean, I don't think it matters if the CEO says they're not doing movies, they're not doing movies, and he's made it very clear that they're going to not release as much content.
yeah, I I just don't know how she hasn't been let go a long time ago. I don't get
Um,
it.
I think completion of a few projects and call it a day. So
Well, at least, well, if hopefully Andor's season 2 is great, and this could be her swan song. She can go out. She started with a bang with Force Awakens, which I honestly do still think is a good movie. Just where it leads to is just awful. And next, she can end her song, and she can go out with a bang with Andor season 2, which one with like Force Awakens with the highest grossing film of all time domestically, and next Andor season 2 with the highest awarded show of all time for Disney Star Wars. Like perfect way to go out. So hopefully that's the case. And hopefully I don't think she'll pick her predecessor. I think Disney will do that herself, do that themselves, because I don't think they would trust leaving someone in charge from her. Like
yeah,
because they'll just run into the ground even more, probably, most likely. So make the right decision, Disney. Give it to John Favreau. That's my decision. That's what I would do.
I would say just don't make the decision too fast and take all the time that you need.
Well,
So
I think they would probably want to make the decision before they replace Bob Iger, because they're looking for a new CEO too at the moment. So it's like
yeah,
I feel like they would want to get this one out of the way first, then someone else coming in the next not doing anything about it or whatnot. So I don't know. But let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below about this. That's kind of everything. A lot of stuff talked about in this episode, and in great detail as well. Um, so yeah, anything else you want to mention before? No?
all I'm saying is I'm excited for Star Wars upcoming. So more to
Yeah,
come, everybody. More to come.
Andor is the only thing that's coming out this year. So for Star Wars. So
Thank
like
goodness.
like
Well, at
the
least that we know of. They could drop something. Who knows if they drop like a short film or something.
maybe, but at the moment it's only Andor. So it's
Yeah.
like this could be a really good year for Star Wars if that's the only thing that's coming out. Announcement leaked. Acolyte season 3. Oh, cool.
They didn't
Great.
even greenlight season two.
That's what they just skipped to season 3.
I'm sure they did.
So,
So
but yeah, I don't know. Let us know your guys' thoughts on the comment section below on all these topics. Thank you guys very much for watching or listening on Apple Podcasts. Spotify towards the very end. Yeah, and if you guys are listening on Apple, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, you guys can also check out the YouTube version on the review show over there. Follow me on social media. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see about doing an exclusive episode on the Oscars, talking about the announcements and all that. We'll see about that, and I'll keep you guys up to date on that. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Like always, we'll see you guys next episode. Bye, guys.
Hi, everybody.